Video game. Excuse me. That was pleasant. Video game flash fiction. This is a timed writing game. I'm going to press this button to start the timer as we see right here. I'm going to put the timer right here. And the timed writing game is me rolling the dice, selecting one of these 4 cartridges randomly, slotting it into this Atari console, playing the game for 90 minutes, and writing an intellectual property-free flash fiction story, reading at the end, and maybe making fun of it. And we'll see if we can complete it in the timeline given, which is, well, let's look at the clock again. Where are we at? Hour and 29 minutes and 28 seconds. Let's roll this dice to select the game. It's a 4-sided dice. I have 4 games from bottom to top, 1 to 4. 3. Oh boy. Excuse me again. And this came with my 7800 digital Atari, but it'll work for this one right here. This is the 78. Well, let's see if I can get this label right. I've played the first one of these games, Benny Bear's Crystal Quest. Yes, the very name, the very everything just starts with intellectual property. Crystal Castles was where Benny, if I'm not mistaken, first appeared. I actually have written a video game flash fiction story on that game, not on this one. In fact, the other story might be in the book called IP Free, which is 25 stories that have intellectual property embedded in everything that they are. And then it'll become a book to be published like, well, this. Video game flash fiction. All these books right here are on sale. And so are these Audacity games, but not by me, but by another publisher. And by David Crane and Gary Kitchen, who run Audacity Games. I just want to give them a shout out. I just recently did Circus Convoy for video game flash fiction, and that's one of the funnest games I played in a while. In fact, the story is there, but it's not as in-depth because I played the game that much. But let's see if Bentley signed up for the day to play. And I'm going to take this screen down, and there we are. Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest. I should have looked at the game, but I'm assuming it's the joystick controller. Let me go ahead and slot the joystick controller in. And we have a joystick. Let's see what happens when we play this game. Let me lower this mic just a little bit. Let me go ahead and make this screen bigger for me. And maybe we'll have some story. Maybe it'll be one that actually gets published. Not all these are successful. Not every game becomes published. But let's play the game and find out what it's like. I'll check the sound too in a moment to make sure. I'm just going to hit the button. Okay, round 1, level 1, round 1. Whoa. Wow, this is not a different experience, to be honest, than I expected. That looks like a crystal to me. I'm going to pick it up. Okay, my energy levels. Whoa, man, I can leap. What's this? Huh. I hit that fire, I'm losing energy. Whoa. Because I remember, okay. Man, they can just kill you right there. Can I, okay, let's try to do stuff. I'm just hitting buttons. I hit a button, I jump. I go back and forth. Can I like crouch and hit a button? That's it. Okay, that's cool. This is way different than the first Benny. Crystal Castles. I think that was like 2/3 perspective. So it looked like it had depth more. I mean, this looks like it has depth. They've layered this pretty decently. Now what happens, like I don't, is that, am I getting hurt? Okay, that's bad. I thought that was like a game. Oh, wow. Okay, you're a bear, you're leaving your hibernation cave. I don't want to touch that thing, right? This is like one time. I hit one of those creatures one time. It's not even... I mean, I guess in the original one, like, I can continue. Huh. That's kind of... Well, I mean, I guess, you know, at least you can continue. How do I use the crystals? Like... fuck. Come on! Like, this is not... Yeah. I have to say it. I think I want to be playing Circus Convoy right now. Because Benny's a little boring. I feel like I'm solving a puzzle except for when to jump. Yeah. Maybe I got... Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Let's try that. Let's do this. Maybe I'm missing the strategy. I'm expecting this just to be like a Smurfs game where I can just like, okay, come here. Okay. And you're gonna go there. Now I'm gonna take you. Oh fudge! You can't go back. That would have been cool. I was thinking about seeing if I could draw them in, if I could go back, that then I could then make them all walk up to that rock and just become a crowd, then jump over him. Like this is Benny's dead. Like Benny's story doesn't last too long after Benny gets out of hibernation. And like if I didn't, like I guess what's the name of Benny's Bear's Crystal Quest? Okay, so I know those are probably crystals. Crystals? Can I say this word? Maybe let's try this. Yeah, like that's not cool. Like just to hurt me a little bit, you know? You got different ways to die, Benny. That's all you have right now in your life, different ways to die. That seems like I should put that in an action movie. Where the protagonist hero says it's just a different way to die. Hitting a fucking tree. Sorry. I mean, it's Benny. Benny's getting out. It's just getting me tense, man. Making me feel a little itchy because there's tension. I'm trying to find, I mean, yeah, okay, I picked up a crystal. Bear can jump, though. Like, maybe it's because all their, like, hibernation weight. Shit. Oh, man. There's got to be something. That's just not fun. I'll press the button one more time, and then it's going to be story time. Come on, Benny. Play like an Audacity game and give me more joy than you have right now. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's super cool. I love having both the energy. But you should maybe like have the final boss kill you. Make you go a little further, I guess. Maybe it's just preparing you for the hellscapes that Benny has to experience. Like, maybe I gotta control my jump better. I gotta feel like I gotta do special training. Let's see. It looks like you can like somehow defy gravity and like switch your direction in air. Or like you're wearing a jetpack maybe. Benny's little jetpack. Let's make sound effects. Okay, let's write a story. Let's try to write a story. I got 10 minutes in. I want to try to get a file open. Given I have time and life in mind, I think I've got the mind. And I have the time, an hour and 20 minutes. Bentley, Bears. Crystal Quest. I'll use the hyphen. And then think of a story. It's got to be, this maybe, usually not usual, well, maybe the past rights I think I've done like third person. And that's kind of a little bit how I've done a lot of these stories. I'm going to try first person. After hibernation. Now the question is, I mean, I guess Crystal Castles is technically a different bear if I remember, because I didn't know the bear had a name, and it was just Crystal Castles. And I ran out of time? Jesus, man. I got many ways to die. Could have some cheesy. I'm gonna make this a cheesy action. I'm already imagining. I got many ways to die. That's fun. That's fun. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. If someone hasn't written that before, I'd be disappointed, because that's just an obvious, cheesy, stupid ass line. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. Says Bentley Bear. Now I gotta use, like, the very title has the IP inside of it. So what's Bentley Bears? Maybe he's got to go get the car. Maybe he likes Bentleys. Or maybe, who knows? Let's roll this dice. Let's do a gender roll. 1, 2 female, 3, 4 male, 5, 6 they. 6 they, okay. Don't matter. Bentley's a hero. I think Bentley Bear. Bentley, I wish I could somehow use the car of the Bentley in this, but I don't really think that's going to fit with the hibernation story that I have written right now in my mind. And I'm going to go with Bentley Bears, Crystal Quest. Crystal Quest. That could be taken so many ways. And I've been watching a lot of documentaries. I'm just thinking of, like, now drug addicts, instead of having like crystal quest, crystal meth. Let's not go there. That's a little bit. Let's make this fun. Sometimes things can be fun. I keep telling myself that story, but I always have to go there. It will not be about getting crystal meth. a whole new direction this story could go first person, which I wouldn't be able to write really well. I just never wanted to do any sort of speed in my life. And then I never needed to dance, so it would be not based upon nonfiction. It'd be totally fiction. But I've seen a lot of people, and that's always was a drawback from that crystal meth, was seeing the people. Especially the ones that went from looking like a normal weight to a skeleton. And you tell them and you talk to them, and it's always the last time. Most of them have moved on, though. I mean, that was... Fuck. 32 years ago? Longer? Most recovered. And that's good. So let's not make it about crystal method. Method. Crystal, that's a band though. Which may have, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about the club crew called Crystal Method. I'm not going to use crystal meth. Be like Breaking Bad Bentley the Bear. This is going to be, look at the screen here, and it looks like a crystal to me. And I don't want to go dark today. Let's not do that. Let's have something fun. Still waking in the mind. If I write something a little bit more enjoyable, for once, maybe I'll carry it through the day. And it'll take longer for me to get jaded as I read the news in fear for our country. So let's not go there. Let's go with Bentley. Bentley's waking from hibernation. What's going on in this? This has got to be like a non-fictional world. So let's go play this one real quick. Bob, you're not bad. But like as a writer, I am no Ray Bradbury, and I never will be. You're no David Crane, Gary Kitchen. And you probably had to deal with more corporate bullshit and timelines too. But I think you got a good game here. I remember those. This thing that pisses me off. Like, maybe that's the point. Okay, holy shit. See, it's just me. You gotta mess with the tools, and just the one shot kill is what I think. Like, make me get hurt. Oh fuck, skeleton. You got these. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No, they'll stop. No. Ooh, skeletons jump over rocks. Tree people can't. Oh, fudge, man. Bentley always dies. It's got to be in a different world. Man. It's been 18 minutes and I got the first. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live, says Bentley. Knowing the tree mafia, the tree ant mafia. I don't think Trent is copyrighted. Although I feel like whatever Tolkien used is open. Whatever TSR, Dungeons and Dragons used might be copyrighted. I'm just gonna go with the tree ant. Knowing the tree ant mafia is coming for its. I was gonna do this first person. Yeah, let's do that. I was about to say no and chicken out. And it's the I says that just like I say to my babe, my big bear. All skinny from a Skinner, all skinny, and I'll have some youth slang, at least what I understand it to be, and I'm not saying currently. We all talk stupid when we're young. Today, we're just kids' stupid talk gets projected a lot further than the stupid talk when there was not so many recording devices. Nothing's changed. Except for the stupid things said, and they're not stupid. I should suppose the stupid reactions about them being said, but that's a tangent that I'm talking about because I don't want to. I was thinking about youth, the way I used to talk, and then project of how you would think someone tough talks. That's Bentley Bears. Oh man, that's what the Bentley Bears are. The Bentley Bears are. I got the Treant Mafia, the Bentley Bears. So I'm going to capitalize Treant Mafia to be able to. Then we'll go R, because we're going to have two, since I saw the skeleton. Um, the jumping skulls. Why would they waited? I guess waking early. They're waking early from their hibernation because the Crystal Skulls and the Trinity Mafia are coming. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. I says to my babe. I say to my babe, because this is now first person and not third person. My big bear is all skinny. My big bear is all skinny. From hibernation. From the hibernate. Because if I were a youth, I'd be, it'd be a thing. Like, hey, it's time for the hibernate. Bear's all skinny. My big bear mama. Let's do that. What the fuck? What am I doing awake? How do I... well, I don't know. My thought right now, I'm trying to write to my big bear mom's all skinny from the hibernate. Hibernate. Interrupted by the Trinity Mafia. The Jumping Skull and Dead Gang. Wanting the crystals. You won. Like, that's another thing. I got one crystal and all that effort. I suppose that makes it a little bit more rewarding. Not an unfun game. However, in the graphics, I like. I don't know. I think I'm going to compare most of the games that I play from now on with Circus Convoy until I do an entire series on alien abduction, which David Crane and Gary Ketchum did not write, but they produced and sold it to Odyssey. I'm excited for that. I think I'm going to play it like 10 times and write 10 different stories. Should be fun. But for this story right here, which is the story, so that has to be the fun thing, the focus. They get like one crystal. So is that the only crystal they have? Or the one that dropped? Hibernated with my one got a couple of my crystals. Ones I can talk with my bear mama. Just after hibernate time. I'm trying to create an original sort of dialect. I don't want to like pull from either my experience or other people's experiences. This is Bentley, I guess. I'll just never say the name. No one's gonna roll over. Like Bear Mama's not gonna wake up. It's Bentley's time to go out and deal with it, because Bear Mama does the hunting, and they use these crystals to talk with each other. And I gotta have the bear stand on two legs. Like, this is not a bear that's Bentley groans with his stand. What happens though? Does Bentley die? I don't want Bentley to die. Maybe they negotiate. Maybe they go up and they negotiate in the trees. That's why they raise up into the sky. Let's try to play this again. Okay. So, Bentley wakes up. Bentley's walking on two legs, dude. That's like great. Well, I did not jump between the two Trents from the Trent Mafia, so Bentley got killed. I haven't made it. I got the crystal though, and maybe that's just what I have to like be the happy thing. In the end of the game, the end of the story. Maybe this just doesn't. Maybe the ruckus. I'm thinking they're gonna go climb up into the trees and negotiate. And that's what happens. He says, you're not dying. They're saying, hey, I'm going to boost you up into the trees. Go talk with John from the Jumping Skulls. I should say Jumping Skulls because there's more than one. So it's a gang of stuff. Okay. I'm lost in another thought right now that has absolutely nothing to do with this. I outlined on some real life work tangent. Started seeing this story in the work frame, and I got to get away from that because it's just annoying, boring subject. This is a lot more exciting because Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. Bentley Bears is a gang. Fighting against the yep. Okay, so I gotta throw out the Bentley Bears. So the Trent Mafia and the Jumping Skulls gang want the crystals from us Bentley Bears. They want our cars too. From us. Bentley Bears. One got a couple of my crystals. The ones that I don't know, like this particular bear gonna the transmit is I don't know. It seems like some not something I want. Too technological. This is crystal communication. I'm not going to be transmitting a thing. One got a couple of my crystals. The one that trains with my mama. I don't know. I gotta define the crystals at least in a line, and I'm seeing them right now with some sort of telepath, some device for them to be able to talk. And Bentley's part of the Bentley Bears, but the Big Bear Mama is the hunter, the gatherer. I'm not going to say Bentley Bear, whose first person is really an earner, but definitely. That's why I gotta like the crystals. Got to be worth a thing, more than just like some monetary value. They don't really care. Of course, this is bears that are dressed in suits. I gotta dress in my suit. That falls off the body. That hangs off the body. I gotta dress in my three-piece suit that hangs off the body. I gotta dress in my three-piece suit that hangs off the body. Like my skin. Like my furry skin. My paw feet. My paw hands. Got closet. I mean, this thing would be dusty too, right? Because like literally this bear, part of the Bentley Bears. We'll call them. I was gonna call him John, but that's a little boring. I mean, not because John. I like the name John. Don't get me wrong, Johns. I use that name a lot though. Literally editing a story to send to me. I think it was American Short Fiction has an extended contest I'm sending it to, and there's a character in there that's named John. So when I say boring because I've used it in stories a lot. So I should think of other names. And this is that like a suit? No, it's like a. If I didn't know, it looks like a vest to me. Like, yeah. And what's their name? I'm not gonna have them like be the president of the Bentley Bears. That to me is just not really gonna happen. Playing this again. I'm gonna turn down the sound a little bit in case it's too much. Man. I think they're going to go to the trees and negotiate. What do they? Why do they want? I mean, the crystal's got to be cool. It's got to be more than like a communication device. It doesn't need to be more than a communication device. If you only had like what's their motive for wanting to take it? If it's not worth the thing, if it doesn't have some like monetary value, and it's a magical thing, because got a bear. I mean, it looks like a bear. Never mind the fact that the game's called Bentley Bears, so I don't think if the name didn't have a bear in it that I'd be able to see a bear in that. And the graphics go for a 2600, a 7800 game, excuse me, which I think had better graphics, but I never had a 7800. And this game came because I bought a digital version of the 7800, so I could have a backup. 7,800 digital can play 2,600 games too, because they're all just transferred into it. Yeah. Let's talk about. They was a they, so let's get a generic name. A non-gender, a name we have not genderized too deeply. Tracy. I'm sure there are gendered versions of this name. Some consider, like, if you have an I, then guess what? You must be genderized to female to have that label applied to your existence. I'm just going to go Tracy with a Y. But do I need to know their name? I guess technically I don't, because it's I. Like, and I'm not going to have them. They're not speaking first person, third person. Speaking of threads. I couldn't find my step. Blue sky, real bright. Trees out. Blinded white. Like, I couldn't see. I could see after a few blinks. Why do they want the crystal? Like, I'll keep writing and think that. I'm just like, why? What is the point of this? What's the crystal for? I want to make it a communication device, a magical one. It sends and receives. How's that? Instead of transmits. Let's go back to that real quick. The end aid wanting the psionic crystals. If you've ever psionic crystals from the Bentley Bears. Ones I got. So me and Big Bear Mama can think with each other when she's out on a hunt. Or I'm out scavenging. 'Cause they're, gathering berries, man. I'm out gathering berries. They let us dream together. Yes, yes, yes. We dream together. So they need one crystal or two? They need two crystals. And so that's what the quest is for. And then they're going to go up in the trees and negotiate. Maybe they have a third crystal. So they can have psionic powers and convey their emotions over distances. Or dream together while they hibernate. Although I don't think they pair bond bears as well as I'm pretending they are. I don't know. Maybe they pair bond for life. Maybe they just roam apart. Yeah, who knows? I don't. I'm sure if I looked it up right now I could find out, but this really doesn't matter because this is a different planet. This is a bear that can walk like a human on 2 feet and have paw, claw, hands. And that's how I knew. I was dreaming alone. In a river of salmon. during, 'cause they go out, they eat in the ocean, and they get fat, and I'm probably spelling salmon wrong. And they come up, and it's when they come back late on the fall, I guess. They're all fat, or sometime during the year. We dream together when we hibernate, and that's how I knew it was gone. The crystal. One of the crystals. They're gone. The crystals I was dreaming alone. The crystals I was dreaming alone in the river salmon. Man, I got a hair right. Ah. I don't think I'll be posting this on YouTube. I feel like it's fraught with human issues. Not the story, just my mind and where I'm at right now, what's coming out. And that's how I knew they're gone, the crystals, that I was dreaming alone. I was dreaming alone. I think they lay the eggs, right? So they lay the eggs in the river, swim up it, lay the eggs. Eggs don't get are I guess in fresh water at that point. They grow, they swim back, they go into the ocean. I don't know how far out they can go. Get big and fat, then they come back in, start the cycle all over again. I think that's the proper salmon. Is there an A? We were dreaming. We're in a river of salmon, a river of salmon, a river of salmon. Jumping up river to spawn. Of salmon jumping up river to spawn. And into our mouths. I'm not gonna say into our mouths. Then she was gone. I knew the crystal was gone. Crystals were gone. Now, do I tell about the crystals? Sign off from Bentley. And thinking with each other when she's out on a hunt or I'm out gathering. We dream together when we're hibernating with the crystals. Bentley bears. Like they're controlled by the Bentley bears. We dream together with the let's just put that. It's a lot. It's a huge opening sentence, but this is flash fiction, so you really need to move the story along in a couple sentences. We dream together when we hibernate with the crystals. I gotta dress. What are the? I gotta dress my. I heard the clatter outside the cave. Heard the clatter of walking bones. Knowing. I gotta think of like a term that you would not like. I mean, so I'm thinking of bikers, and this is bikers and one percenters that I've known, and ones that back up what I've experienced in real life with fiction, as well as with interviews of other one percenter bikers. And they seem to all use the idea of church as they're going to go meet at the club and have a session, a discussion. I want something like that, but not that. I'm going to do a sit down in the trees. I gotta. Gotta go to the trees. Gotta go to the trees. Gotta go to the something. Some symbol. Gotta go to the tree house. Gotta go to the tree house and hang out. And have a hangout. With the leaders of the what was boom 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 tree mafia and jumping skulls. Tree ant mafia. I mean, they're so rooted together. And the skull jumpers, the jumping skulls. Gotta dress in my 3-piece suit. I gotta dress in my 3-piece suit that hangs off the body after hibernate. After the Nate. After the hiber. I mean, you say something like hibernate so long and your slang will come out. It's going to be after the hiber. It hangs off my body after the hiber. Shoes still tight. My big paws. Big paw feet. And paw hands got close. Paw hands. Long claws. Hyper long claws. They got nothing to scrape them again, so they're probably long. Hyper claw long. Hyper long claws. Break a few threads. There we are. Couldn't find my step until out of the cave. Blue sky blinded. became blue, faded into blue. I could see after a few blinks. I'm about there. I got 39 minutes left. I'm feeling pretty good about this story. At least I have an end, and hopefully it doesn't feel too rushed, but faded into blue, I could see after a few blinks. And then their campfires. Crystal. Fell by Poop Rock. Knew the 3 crystals were gone. Let's give a number to the number of crystals. I mean, I'm trying to get there. There we are. I knew the 3 crystals were gone. I think they're going to give the 3rd one. And maybe, damn, I don't know. This is becoming a fun story. Okay, faded blue, and I could see a few blinks. A crystal glimmered. Crystal glared. Crystal glimmered. A crystal glimmered. By Poop Rock. And near a smoldering campfire. Groups. From the forest. Gang of treant. Walked. Strutted. With flexing arms. And what do we got here? We have flexed arms and shaking branches. From the forest. I don't know what that was supposed to be. From the forest, treant strutted with flexed arms, breaking, shaking branches sprouting from head. Branches sprouting. Their heads and arms. Leaves flutter. Marked by order. Now this is going to be lifted from the Peaky Blinders. I said, by the order of the Bentley Bears, return my crystals. Return our crystals. They still came upon me. Bustled at me. I leaped over him. I leapt over him. Body so light after the hyper. I cleared the treetop. I seen that skeleton running off. Like an animal being. I said this. And I leapt right over two trans who swooped their arms and stumbled and fell over out of the forest. They flailed because there were no trees to help their small arms. Climb to a stand. For 2 months. They failed because they were trees to help their small arms pull their bodies to a stand. They flailed. They flailed. They didn't failed. They flailed. What time is it? I got 30 minutes. They flailed. My mind is wandering to other things right now and other things to write. Maybe because I'm finding this story too comfortable at this point in time and the challenge is a little bit lost. So maybe I should play this game again. Let's play this game again. Round 1. Ready? I am. All right. So we got Bentley. We have, I don't know, what was their name? Tracy. But I don't need they're not going to call out Tracy, are they? This is first person. They don't talk themselves in the third person. So I'm just going to leave it at Tracy is what I'm going to call this bear who can walk on 2 legs. And there's one of the crystals that they find and they pick up. Boom. This poop rock. And then there's their camp. And there's one of the trance. There's that pair that I'm supposed to get over. Like, just, man, dude. Like, got the crystal. Now I have at least one crystal to be able to have my psionic powers share thoughts with my bear mama. And the trees right there are where I just need to make it to the trees. Maybe, let's try this. They flailed because there were no trees. All right. I walk to the trees, not letting a gang scare me. I knew I could jump. I knew the leaders sat in those trees. Unwoven branches. Probably with my crystals. So I shouted. That could be the negotiating power right there. You know, threaten to burn down the forest. Yeah. That's the muscle I need right there. That's the threat. That's how Bentley's going to be able to... No, it's not Bentley. Bentley Bears is the gang. Tracy. I am Tracy. And now I'm trying to, like... Right now, in my head, the character Thomas Shelby is in my mind. I'm not going to be able to accurately pose that. I got to try to frame it in Tracy's voice as a bear. But it's a very powerful, like, leader. I am Tracy of the Bentley Bears. I think Bentley's gonna grab. Yes, I got Bentley grab. So I jump over the fire, right? So return and run out of crystals. I cleared the branches taller than me. I should put an nail right there. I jumped toward. I already said about the fire. The smoldering fire. I picked up the crystal. I got the crystal. And grabbed the flaming. Gripped it like a baseball bat. I went there, but they're going to talk this out. I guess the negotiation is the story. I walked to the trees and I knew, I am Tracy. Okay, big speech. What happens? I walked in the tree, not letting a gang of trees and bones scare me. I knew. I knew the leaders, the heads of the gangs. Sat in the trees, sat in those trees, sat in the forest. I am Tracy, the Bentley Bears, and I have this fire. Hear me now. I will burn down this forest if you do not give my crystals back. The skeletons and tree ants stood. um, a voice, a voice like I'm going to try to do some voice acting today just so I can get used to it, and we'll see how that flows and goes. The skeleton entranced stood. Skeleton, 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 the skeleton, 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 skeleton. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. And the voice said, the skeleton trance stood. A voice said, what did the voice say? We're here. You're are. I don't know what to say to that. Let's go hawing. I knew that, and I knew that voice. Ronnie, where is fine? What would it be? So it would be dry, because it's not spring yet. Let's say it's still winter and it's dry. From the trees, the tree brushes rattled. The trees rattled. Oh, Ronnie. I waved that stick. Dry in winter. Okay. I caught fire. Some dead grass. Dry in winter. Okay, we got crystals, said Ronnie. Not fair. Why you get 3? I could only state the truth. We made them. Let's get Sonny's, Ronnie's. Then I seen Ronnie. Ronnie pokes skull head. That's what I was. I will allow it. My mind is wandering to money job. Probably because this story is feeling too much like work, and work rules my life in ways. I think it rules everybody's life in ways, and my mind's slipping toward it. It's weird. But let's finish this story. I like this story. I don't think I'm going to be this won't be going on YouTube. If it is right now, then I'm bored and I need media to push. I feel like there's been way too many tangents. Maybe they're all working their way into this. Then I seen Ronnie poke his skull head from the thick woven trees. A work-obsessed life. Fuck, man. I like it. It's a good stress. For me, at least. I get to do what I enjoy. Not what I truly enjoy coding, but at least I get to get paid for writing something. Even if it is cryptic words to tell a computer what to do. Anyway, then I see Ronnie poke his skull head from the thick woven tree limb wall. What about a do? What about Ronnie's bony body falls. I don't know how I put everybody in the trees, but that's just where we're gonna go. I think it was because they die when time runs out, or in some instances when they die, and after they die they float up. I think if I remember the original Crystal Castles, they died the same way. Ronnie's bony body, bony body, bony body, bony body, bony body. I don't know how to spell bony. Bony body lifts from the ground. Bony body falls to the ground. Clinks to the ground. Grassy ground. Holding a crystal. Give us one. Man, this could go on forever. Like if this was going to be a long talk conversation. Ronnie's bony hand clinks. I'm tired of this war. We gave you the cave. We helped protect you during the winter. We just want something shiny in return to brighten our lives. I didn't know what to say. Wanted to burn them. But they weren't wrong. Can I type a word? Thank you. What do you think I should have done? I want to end it like that. That's it. We got 10 minutes left. Yeah. It's time for one more Bentley, then I'm going to read this thing aloud and we're going to move on with life. It was a fun game. I still like it. Come on, Benny. There's the crystal, the one you find. See if I can make it to the one skeleton. One skeleton. I just want to see one skeleton. There we are. Boom. 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 Shit, I'm dead. This is why I died. Lol. No, I think I thought I made it. Dead. Not an unfun game. I'd rather play Circus Convoy, but that had a lot of things, like a lot of cool devices and like seeing binoculars and a parachute. But they're also an independent game and probably don't have the same sort of editors or timeline or need to push a thing. Graphics were cool. Movements was fine. Everything else, just, not every game could be a Circus Convoy by Audacity Games. Let's go ahead and read this game aloud, though. It was a fun game. It was originally called Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. So for today's video game flash fiction story, let's read this aloud. It is Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die. Let's read this again because I couldn't see the beyond the cursor. This is Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die, but only one to live. Let's read that away. Only one way to live. Only one way to live. Only one way. Only one way to live. Only one way to live. Okay. Man. I'm just going to turn this off because it'll just make me all nervous if when it vibrates, tell me time is up. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. I say to my babe, my big bear mama, all skinny from the hibernate. I hibernated, interrupted by the tree mafia. I should say that, oh man, there's so many things. I'm all skinny. It's more about him, not about her. And I'm going to put Hyber. Whew, man. I can usually read over errors like that, or think I can. Sometimes I listen back and realize I don't. But lots of things that seem perfect in the now, you'll find flawed during the future. Let's read this story one more time called Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. I say to my babe, my big bear mama. And I'm all skinny from the Hyber. A Hyber interrupted by the Triant Mafia and the Jumping Skulls Undead Gang wanting the sonic crystals from the Bentley Bears. One got me, so Big Bear and Mama can sync with each other when she's out on a hunt and I'm out gathering berries. We dream together when we hibernate with the crystals near, and that's how I knew they were gone, the crystals. We were dreaming in a river of salmon jumping up the river into our mouths, and she was gone, and I knew 3 crystals were gone outside the cave. Man, this is terrible. I'm struggling. I'm just seeing trash. This is really bad. And I say that with a smile because I'm okay with it. We were dreaming we were in a river of salmon, jumping up river and into our mouths. Then she was gone. And like this up here. So one got me. I don't even know what the hell that is. We made 3. Each have 1. Letting Big Mama and me applied enough. There we go. All right, I'm going to read over. As long as I get some perfection at the beginning. I can be able to just read over stuff for whatever whatever time. This is for video game flash fiction. Bentley's Crystal Quest. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live. I say to my babe, my big bear mom. And I'm all skinny from the hyper. A hyper interrupted by the tramp mafia and jumping skulls undead gang, wanting psionic crystals from the Bentley Bears. We made 3, each have one. One's for the baby coming soon. Crystals letting Big Bear Mom and me think with each other when she's out on a hunt or I'm out gathering berries. We dream together when we hibernate with the crystals near. And that's how I knew they were gone, the crystals. We were dreaming we're in a river of salmon, jumping up river into our mouths, and she was gone. This is what I hate. I got to read that again because I'm not following along, because this prompt is small. Let's just do this. I'm getting so stuck today in thought beyond this story. It's hard getting through it. Let me do this. Let me at least get down to the bottom here so I can scroll to it. This is the tragedy of why this video won't go live. Fudge. Man, this is just terrible. So if I go down and then back, there we go. All right, for the last time, and if I mess up, I'll just pause and read on, because I really don't like wasting this much life trying to read a thing that's this ephemeral. And if I need to read it again, I can. This is Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. I got many ways to die, but only one way to live, I say to my babe, my big bear mom. And I'm all skinny from the hyper. A hyper interrupted by the tramp mafia and the jumping skulls undead gang wanting the sonic crystals from the Bentley Bears. We made 3, each have one, and one for the baby coming soon. Crystals letting Big Bear Mom and me think with each other when she's out on a hunt or I'm out gathering berries. We dream together when we hyper with the crystals near, and that's how I knew they were gone, the crystals. We were dreaming in a river of salmon jumping up the river into our mouths, and then she was gone. And I knew the 3 crystals were gone. Outside the cave, the head clattered, heard walking bones. Knowing I got to get to the tree house and have a hangout with the leaders of the Tramp Mafia and the Jumping Skulls, I dressed in my 3-piece suit that hangs off my body after the hyper, like my furry skin, shoes still tight from my big paw feet. And my paw hands, long claws, break a few threads when I do buttons up. Couldn't find my step until out of the cave, sky blinded white, faded blue. I could see after a few blinks. A crystal glimmered by a poop rock and near the smoldering campfire. I picked up the crystal and grabbed a flaming log like a baseball bat. From the forest, trance shuddered, stuttered, strutted, with flexing arms, shaking branches sprouting from their heads and arms, leaves fluttered. I said, "By the order of Bentley Bears, return our crystals." They still wrestled after and by me and to me. I leapt over them, and my body light after the hyper. I cleared their branches taller than me. Or come talk with me and be honorable beings, and we can work out something other than your death, I said. And the left and right tree ants who swooped their arms and stumbled and fell over onto the forest. They flailed because they were trees with too short of arms and needed other trees to help them stand. I walked to the trees into the forest, not letting a gang of trees and bones scare me, of tree ants and bones scare me. I knew the leader of the heads of the gangs sat in the treetops of the forest, lounging on woven branches, protected my crystals, keeping them. So I shouted, "Hey, I am Tracy of the Bentley Bears, and I have this fire. Hear me now. I will burn down this forest if you do not give back my crystals." The skeletons of tree ants stood. A voice said from the tree tops, "Your are." I knew that voice. "Ronnie?" I raised the flame. "Ronnie? How fast do you think that dry tree burns?" The tree rattles. I caught fire with some dead grass dry from winter. Stuffed it out. "Okay, we got your crystals," says Ronnie. "But it's not fair. Why you get these and 3? You only need 2 of you." I could only state the truth. "Well, Ronnie, we, the Bentley Bears, made those crystals with hard work and ingenuity." Then I seen Ronnie poke at Skull head from the thick woven tree limb wall. "What about a deal? What about burning the forest down and find my crystals in the ashes?" Ronnie's bony body clinks to the grassy ground, holding 2 crystals. "I'm tired of this war. We gave you the cave. We help you protect you during the winter. We just want something shiny in return to brighten our lives." I wanted to burn it all down, but they weren't wrong. It was shiny. But they stole from me while I was sleeping in dreams with my big bear mama. What would you do? Good enough. I don't hate the story. The reading of it was terrible. There's lots of mistakes and lots of thought that changed along the way. In this video game, Bentley Bears Crystal Quest, and that was, well, video game flash fiction for today. Till the next game. I guess if I were Bentley, try not to burn down a forest just to find some shiny objects. It's not worth it.